Your leg lock, playing with the chest chop. Haters wonder why I never tap out. A young king like DeMarcus, Undertaker with a coffin. Choke slam so often. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Man, the boy keep flossing. Man, the boy keep talking. I'm with David.
So unfortunately, day by day goes by, and they're saying best case scenario maybe, and it's a crazy shaky maybe, the NBA might proceed in June. Sammy, what are your thoughts at this point? Do you think the NBA is coming back?
I definitely do, but I won't say. I think June is a little too hopeful, but only because of the simple fact that players is coming out and getting it. We don't know who else associated with the NBA is getting it. It could be cameramans, could be some commentators. It could be anybody at this point. But when you're dealing with a contact sport, you definitely have to take as much precautions as you can. So I don't know if June will be the time to come back. I'll probably say July, if I was to put a finger on it, just to make sure that star guys like Kevin Durant and Kyrie are good.
Well, I mean, I think I don't know. I'm torn because this is obviously serious business. I think it's important everybody, no matter what, take it serious and be as safe as possible. But I just can't. I don't think it would be right to the consumers. I don't think it would be right to the owners, to the players, to just let the season just die out and not have no closure. I mean, I know this is a crazy time, but even in the midst of crazy times, we need things to get our mind off things, and nothing does it better than basketball, man. Basketball just does it in its own special, unique way, and we're so used to it as consumers, especially this time of year, like from October through June. We're used to that ride, and we just got thrown off that roller coaster ride, and we ain't got it yet. So I personally do still have optimism. I know everybody's panicking, and rightfully so. I know a lot of craziness is going on, and it seems like nothing's getting better. But I do believe this will improve some way, somehow, enough to at least allow them to finish the season in an abbreviated way and hop into the playoffs quickly and possibly play in empty arenas. I won't like it, but basketball could get away with it more than most sports, in my opinion.
If the empty arena thing comes into a factor, I believe it possibly could work. And if there's a time that they could bite off the WWE, they could definitely bite off the WWE and put some live crowds, somewhere around. Maybe because they got the big monitors up on the top, in all type of sections of the court, so they definitely get away with something along those lines. In the commentary obviously will be there, and that's good enough to entertain us too. When you got people like Mark Jackson,
Yeah.
Mike Green, and Reggie Miller, guys like those guys can definitely entertain us enough to make it get off of our minds. So if June is gonna work, I'm all for it. But I say take as much precautions as you can, because like a star player just got it. That's enough.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. You bring up the brilliant commentators of Mark Jackson, Mike Breen, Jeff Van Gundy, Reggie Miller. All of them. You know, this time away from sports makes someone like me personally miss their voices and their narration and play-by-play and color commentary. I miss that just as much as I miss the action on the court. So,
Yeah.
because I just like that type of stuff. Obviously, it's the broadcaster and the journalist in me, but I just feel like, man, we just need basketball some way somehow, man.
Yeah,
Some way,
absolutely.
somehow.
Absolutely. And like I said before on a previous episode, it was just starting to get juicy. Like everything was just starting to get ramped up, amped up, physical, a little more tough minded. Like everything was just starting to ratchet up, and this came and just took it away. So if we can get it back in June, please do.
Here's what I feel like nobody's discussing, and I thought about it. It sounds a little wild, but stay with me. Basketball, obviously, the best players, the team with the best players and the right coaching most likely win. But obviously, more than anything, basketball is a sport of rhythm and repetition and doing the same routines and moves and things over and over. So it's like second nature. So you could do it like riding a bike. This layoff is obviously going to affect everybody, correct? So what if something crazy happened, like because of this layoff, a team like, I'm not saying it's going to be these teams, but a team like Denver came out of nowhere energized as hell, and because they've been playing longer than a lot of teams, they just have that energy to shock and boost through a shortened season, because they're going to have to shorten it. Best case scenario, if we get basketball at all, it's going to have to be shortened. I know we had about maybe 15 to 17 games left, but I think to be on the safe side, just cut it to 10 more. So they're going to have to cut it short. And, I think cutting it short can benefit those teams that have that continuity and that have had their core together for years. And it's going to mess up some of the newer teams and some of the teams that were already in a rhythm that messed up their rhythm a lot. I just think it's one of those interesting things to look out for. It's almost like everybody's at 0-0 again, man, because everybody's going to kind of be working back into shape. There's going to be no advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from with a young team like Denver, possibly just being well rested and sneaking one over. But I definitely gotta say, this break definitely benefits the great experienced guys like LeBron, like Kawhi Leonard, who loves breaks anyway, like PG.
This is benefiting Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, definitely. Like out of all people, like I think the Clippers are going to be the one to come back and be the scariest thing, because they was looking banged up and they got guys over there who love breaks anyway. And I'll give it to LeBron too. It will definitely benefit him too, because he could use that. So I just love it, because like I said before on a previous episode, this gives nobody no excuses. When the playoffs hit and everybody can go at it, like, it gives nobody no excuses. You had, it's been like a month or two of a break. So I just say, this is going to be a true testament of who is really a great team and who really isn't a great team. And that's the only thing that kind of makes it a beneficial thing for me out of all of this.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see. I'll take June. I'll take July. I'll even take August, man. I know that's going to be stretching it, but I don't know anything. Obviously, I'm no doctor, although, people don't notice, it's funny. We're both actually, connected to the healthcare field in some way. You around the elder facilities, and
Yep.
and me, I'm actually, a healthcare recruiter. I help get a lot of these nurses jobs and all that, and to see, the extra precautions that we're told to take, and we get to kind of see it in a different lens. It's like it is crazy out there, but I just feel like, I'm still optimistic that it won't be 18 months like the rumors are saying we're gonna be like this for 18 months. There's no way. Like,
Nah, I
every
definitely,
business would go out of business at that point.
yeah. And I definitely think that's so far fetched because, listen, at the end of the day, we're the U.S., man. Like we have access to crazy things, like
Things they aren't even telling us, maybe at some time.
yeah, maybe even something like that. Like we have a lot of revenue. We drive a lot of revenue. We have access to so many things. So if this is like this for 18 months, I mean that's shame on us as a country, because what have we been doing this whole time? We should be prepared for things like this, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. I just, it's me hoping, but it's also me being optimistic, and I just can't see 18 months. I realistically, let's hope this is done by late April, but we'll see what happens, and we'll definitely be looking forward to basketball coming back.